Oh, it's got Wessex blades. This is me now adapting the end of my colleague's Leatherman blast. Well, I'll say the Leatherman blast, I'll swap it later. Right, Leatherman surge. Guaranteed they didn't want to know. They didn't want to know. So what I'm going to do is a very efficient clip point off of there. So I don't want to lose him too much more length, but give him something that's a usable tip. So right at the tip of that upward sweep, I'll give him a bit of a clip point there. So get my gear on, put you where you can see something useful. I'm using a little 1x30, a little Clark. You can get in the UK quite happily. Ceramic belts I get from, I'll get the link later, but basically it's just a hardware store, Tyler Hardware. Ceramic is completely different than the aluminium oxide you normally would see on these little bits of kit. It's a lot harder and it runs a lot cooler, so it would help with this because I'm not going to ruin the heat treat of the blade, I hope. It's alright mate, you'll be fine. So, as with anything to do with particulates, hot flying sparks and wearing a respirator, no point being a hero. There's that. If I reach across, I got a little dunk tank over there just to cool the blade. Should be on. Just throwing in pencil. Little line on there, whether you see it or not. I'll just do the pencil. That's a roar. Last guys. Once I take this off, the grit on that was very coarse. It was 40 grit. Now what that means is 40 grains, 40 bits of the sand that's on it, okay, to 1 inch. So there's your inch. There's 40 grains from there to there. I'm going to go from a 40. So that belt comes off. I'm going to go to a 120, so it's a finer grain. On the bottom here you'll have arrows for the direction. That's so when it flies round you don't mess up the joint where they put the belt together. So the travel goes that way. Tension back up. Set the track in. This is basically moving the belt from one side to another. That's now central. Back on with the mast. Goggles. I'm doing now, we're getting a nice finish on the back of there, because it was coarse, and then, I'll put an edge on it then. Right, so, look at that, Cody. That's now a lot more clarity on top of there. Drop of water. Try and deburr it a minute. Hopefully you should have a serviceable edge on there now. So I've used the satin wheels to try and get that lovely straight out of the machine shop look. So it's not the best steel in the world, but now he has an edge. Where's my thingy jigger? So what I'll do is I'll use this strop. It's a slab of leather with chrome oxide powder on it, and basically if you were sharpening up your cutthroat razor, this is the sort of thing you do where you're going against what you'd think you'd be sharpening. If this was a stone, you go that way. This is a strop, so you go that way. So just a drop of oil on it, like that. There's green powder already on there. Now what I'm doing is going like that. Now, the edges that I do to create the edge using the machine might take 10 minutes, might take 15 minutes, depending on how gentle and how hot I don't want to get it. I'll then take the burr off. The burnishing wheels do help, but the actual final strop, this isn't really a 10-minute job. Sometimes it could go on for a very long time until I'm happy with the finish. And what I should end up with is a bright reflective edge line bevel, the section that I ground, but hasn't got all the sawtooth markings of the belt grit on it. Because if you imagine it looks like a saw under a microscope, all those are just opportunities for the tips to break off. What you want is a nice smooth knife edge as opposed to a ragged saw edge. So see what that's like. Wipe it off. A pizza paper. And for a Leatherman, it's going to get a hard life. That ain't bad. So you can have a see from that. Will it go to macro? Will it? Probably not. But I sanded it up. I give him a new purposeful tip. And if you have a look at that edge, he went a long way there. But what I've done is I give him a very even bevel on there now. Nice. Before anything goes out, I'll just wipe it all down in a minute. Thanks for joining me again. Scott from Wessex Blades. With a favour for a friend at work. Because Leatherman said, sod off, we're not going to honour our guarantee because you lost the tip of your blade and we ain't going to replace it or do anything to it or spend any time on you whatsoever. Gits. Never mind, it's got some Wessex Blade love. Look at that. Rock.